because I can, that's why. Yeah. So I guess we can wait for the loading screen. And here we go. I am the House of Julii, and I have, let's go through the army comp really fast. I have 1 Roman armor general, gold, 4 light auxilia with no upgrades, yep. 2 archer auxilia with no upgrades, 4 praetorian cavalry with full upgrades, and then 6 legionary cohorts with full upgrades as well. So, we will be facing the Greek city-states commanded by General Lee Drunk. And, yeah, we just gotta fast forward really fast while we deploy our armies really fast. So the reason I deployed over here was because of the map itself. It starts out with the low ground over here, and it kind of rises up to the high ground at the left end of the deployment, or my left end, his right end. And so I assumed that since he's a hoplite faction, he'd want the high ground, and he would take this little incline. And I thought he would probably set up here, and later I was proven correct because he does start out over there. And as you can see, my army setup, I have my light auxilia in the front in loose formation, and then my legionary cohorts in the middle, and then my archer auxilia in the back also in loose formation, and then my praetorians on the wings parallel to the legionary cohorts, and then my general's armored bodyguard in the back. And excuse me if I have to clear my throat or stop or anything, because I am sick right now, but I didn't want to use that as an excuse not to make a video, so, you know. Fast forward again. So as you can see by the battle timer, it's pretty short. If you've played Rome, you would know that 590,000, I should say. It's not very long for a battle, and you're about to see why, but here is the Greek army of General Lee Drunk, and he's got 7 Cretan archers with some upgrades, and then he's got 6 armored hoplites with full upgrades, I believe, and then he has his General Spartan hoplite unit with 8 upgrades. And here, let's see how many upgrades these Cretans have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fully upgraded Cretans, so obviously very beastly. And they're already in range. Just goes to show how beastly they are, and they reload like crazy. But as you can see here, the reason I originally brought light auxilia to this party is the fact that since I knew there was hoplites, I wanted to pepper them with some javelins instead of arrows, because I knew that it would get through the armor better. But eventually they ended up serving the purpose of the fact that the Cretans are on fire at will right now, and they're mostly targeting my light auxilia, which are basically cannon fodder, so it doesn't matter to me. And then, ooh, that's just carnage. Those Cretans hurt on my horses. As you can see though, the one major flaw in General Lee Drunk's army comp is there's no cavalry. There are some incendiary pigs hiding around here. I believe there's 4 of them as well. I forgot to mention that in the army comps. Oh, it's just dead praetorians. That's a waste of good praetorians. But yeah, there's no cavalry, which means that even if they were Greek cavalry, which suck, it would be better than having no cavalry, as you could see, because he's trying to chase my cavalry. That was a micro fail right there. Thankfully, it didn't cost me too many. But this is the good thing about this, is that A, it makes his army really out of formation, like the lines are stuttered and whatnot, and they're all turned at weird angles, and this one's facing the wrong way. And B, it allows me to run amok in his backfield and kill all these Cretans, so that way they don't get to have as big of an effect on the battles they could have otherwise. And like, see, they're trying to chase my cavalry down to melee just to stop me from doing this, which once again is messing up all of their formations. And really, if I hadn't been microing my cavalry so much, I should have moved up right now, but I was microing cavalry, so it's regrettable, but you gotta live with it. And eventually I put my cavalry up here, and then I begin the infantry movement up to deal with these idiots. Yep, here they come, my legionary cohorts. And this is the one real micro mistake I made right here, is these Cretan archers, they routed, but they came back and they managed to stick up 2 of my horses. Yeah, there's one and there's the other one. They managed to stick up 2 of my horses with knives and shank them in the backs before I could turn around, which was a waste. But, you know, and see, now he's moving forwards, and we're going to throw our peel him right as he gets into our face. Bam! It was a good peel volley. And then we're going to charge straight in, so we get a charge bonus. And at this point, honestly, I believe that, considering the fact that we both have upgrades to the max, I do believe that the legionary cohorts would win. But if it was just the base units, I believe that the armored hoplites would win, as long as this isn't happening to you. But it was. I was running amok in his backfield, trying to kill these Spartans, because those were obviously the biggest threat here. And as you can see, I'm basically just wreaking havoc in the rear of his army, killing a lot of them. And as you can see, like, this guy had some weird angled formations, and it ended up with things like this army, or this unit of hoplites was turned sideways, so that way their vulnerable side was facing my legionary cohorts, which would be more than happy to stick a gladius into the side of your chest. But, you know, and then on top of that, they're being pressed from behind by my cavalry, which I did leave into most of these grinds fights for a little bit longer than I normally would, just because I knew that they couldn't really turn around, and the more I could mosh them up against my legionary cohorts, the better. So, because it would allow me to have things like this happening, where my guys are basically surrounding little contingents of their hoplites, and like that one, gets stabbed in the back, which is always good. And as you can see, like, he's peeling away, his line's becoming all unformed, and my legionnaires are in his back now, and it's all fragmented now. This pocket's gone, so basically I'm going to start from the left, and I'm going to roll my way up towards the right, and the right does end up being the last part that I deal with, because I'm pretty outflanked over here, and outnumbered. But yeah, so my cavalry are still getting lightning strikes, and people may be saying, you've lost a lot of cavalry for just hit and runs. Your microing must be terrible. It's not really my microing so much as the fact that they've been involved in so many fights over this entire battlefield. Like, I've been sweeping all around the cavalry and the archers. I've been hitting them in the backs from in their hoplites. Hitting them in the backs of their hoplites and keeping them there to mash them up with my legionnaires. So, you know, I had to. It was worth it in the end, really, especially because he couldn't counter it. But as you can see here, this Spartan hoplite is surrounded on basically 3 sides, and here comes the 4th side for the complete encirclement. Bam! There's this general all alone. My guys are grinding up. Come on, get the general. Get the general. Get the general. Oh yeah, general's dead. Blech. Spartans fleeing. Well, not really fleeing, so much as dying. And then the last flank, I knew I was going to win at this point, so I charged my general in, which actually worked because they routed about 60 hoplites. And then General Lee Drunk admits defeat. His pigs dead everywhere. I forgot to show them, but they're dead. They did nothing. They were useless, and thankfully, it was a victory. So, as you can see, I deployed exactly 10 less than him, but I got way more kills, 815 to 669. And I hope that shows you. Everyone that's played Total War will know this, but I'm hoping to show to the people that haven't played Total War and are willing to play it. If you're starting a new Total War, any Total War, the rule number 1 is always have a sizable contingent of cavalry, because your opponent will do what I just did to General Lee Drunk and just run circles around you, get up your back, hammer and anvil you from all sides. It was not good for him. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all later.